All right, today we're jumping into a book that's been a secret weapon for astronauts, athletes, and top executives for decades. It's called Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. We're going to explore his incredible idea of an automatic success mechanism that's hiding inside all of our minds.
So, imagine this. You're a plastic surgeon, and this is the mystery that's just eating at you. You perform a technically perfect operation, you literally create a new face for someone. But the person behind that face? They're still stuck being the same, tragically insecure person. Why?
You know, this question sent Maltz down a rabbit hole, and it led him to a huge breakthrough about the power of these unseen scars. He started to realize that changing the outside, well, it often fails, because the real damage is on the inside.
He actually gave it a name, the phantom scar. The physical scar was gone, totally vanished, but the emotional wound, that was still there. The patient would look right into the mirror, see a brand new face, but still feel like the same old person, totally convinced that nothing had really changed at all. And this really gets to the heart of it. You can't just fix the outside and expect the inside to magically update itself. They were still running on the same old mental programming, which, of course, led to the exact same results. The same insecurity, the same lack of confidence, the same unhappiness.
So, if the external scar wasn't the real problem, what was? Well, Maltz nailed it down. He called it our self-image, that internal blueprint that basically acts as the master program controlling our entire lives.
Your self-image is, for all intents and purposes, your subconscious identity. It's the sort of person you truly believe you are, and it acts like a thermostat, you know? It sets the absolute limits for what you can achieve. It doesn't really matter what you consciously want, your self-image is what decides what you'll get.
This is such a brilliant way to put it, right? You can buy the gym membership, you can read all the books, you can wear the fancy clothes, but if that reflection in your mind is still cracked, nothing's going to change. You're just pasting upgrades onto a foundation that's fundamentally broken.
It's exactly why so many New Year's resolutions just crash and burn. Your conscious mind sets a new destination, like get fit or be more confident. But your subconscious GPS, your self-image, it still has the old address locked in. So it'll unconsciously sabotage you and reroute you right back to what's familiar, even if it's failure.
Okay, so if the self-image is the big problem, what's the solution? Well, this is where things get really fascinating. Maltz discovered that we all have this incredibly powerful built-in system that when we program it the right way, automatically steers us towards success.
The name itself sounds a bit complex, but the idea is simple. Cybernetics comes from a Greek word that means steersman. It's the science of guidance systems. And Maltz realized our brain works just like that. It's a goal-striving machine that can automatically steer itself toward any target you give it.
And get this, it's the same machine. It can just run two totally different programs. When you give the success mechanism a clear, positive target, it uses mistakes as feedback. It just corrects its course and keeps moving forward. But when you feed it negative targets like worry or fear or a deep belief that you're going to fail, it becomes a failure mechanism. It uses those exact same mistakes as proof that failure was the destination all along.
Okay, so how do we actually take control of this thing? How do we program it for success? Maltz's main technique is something he called the theater of the mind, and it's all based on one absolutely astonishing principle.
Just let that sink in for a second. Your brain and your nervous system react to what you imagine just as intensely as they react to what you actually experience. This is the key. This is what unlocks our ability to reprogram our entire self-image. Your imagination isn't just for daydreaming, it's a rehearsal space for reality.
And hey, this isn't just some theory. Elite performers do this all the time. Before a big tournament, the golf legend Ben Hogan would mentally play a perfect round. He'd feel the club in his hands, see the ball's perfect flight, experience that perfect follow-through, all in his head. He was creating successful experiences in his mind that his nervous system could then just execute on the course.
So how can you use this theater of the mind? It's a pretty simple four-step process. First, you just relax. Find a quiet place and just let go. Second, you visualize a vivid, detailed movie of you succeeding. Third, and this is the absolute most critical part, you have to feel the emotions of that success as if it's already happening. And finally, you just repeat it. Practice it daily to literally build new pathways in your brain and update that old self-image.
But what happens when the system is running the wrong program? I mean, how do you even know you're off course? Well, Maltz gave us a really clear diagnostic tool, a set of warning signals that tell you your failure mechanism has taken the wheel.
He even made this incredibly useful acronym, FAILURE. Now, when you feel these emotions, frustration, aggressiveness, insecurity, and the rest, it's not a sign that you are a failure. Think of it like a warning light on your car's dashboard. It's just negative feedback telling you that your current path is leading you away from your goal. It's a signal to correct your course, not to give up.
Okay, it is so important to understand this next part. This whole process. It is not about faking it till you make it or just thinking happy thoughts. It's a systematic reprogramming of your most fundamental beliefs about who you are.
You know, pasting a motivational quote over a negative self-image is pretty useless. Cybernetics is about creating new memories of success, whether they happened in the real world or you just vividly imagined them. You are methodically feeding your brain new data, new proof that you are capable and confident, and that you deserve success.
And this brings us to what might be the most empowering idea in the entire book. This isn't about becoming someone you're not. It's about removing all those layers of false beliefs that have been holding you back and letting the real, capable person you were always meant to be finally emerge.
Think about it. Every single time you worry, you are rehearsing for failure. And every time you vividly imagine success, you are rehearsing for victory. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. Your imagination is constantly running a rehearsal. The only real question is, what are you practicing for?